Lesson 1: The Rise of Artificial Intelligence.
Morning, Anna. Did you see the news about the latest advancements in AI?
Morning, John. No, what's going on with AI? I'm curious to learn more.
Apparently, these new AI systems can do all sorts of tasks for us now.
Wow, really? Like what kind of tasks can they do?
Well, they can write articles, analyze data, even code software programs.
That's amazing. But if AI can do all that, what would we humans even do?
That's a good question. Even if AI can do a lot of the work, we'd still need people to program and oversee the computers.
I see. So AI isn't completely replacing humans, it's more like a tool we can use.
Exactly. AI is meant to assist and augment human capabilities, not replace us entirely.
That makes sense. I was worried AI might put a lot of people out of jobs.
There's definitely that concern, but I think if we embrace AI responsibly, it could actually create new job opportunities.
I hope you're right. This is all really fascinating. I'm excited to see what the future of AI holds.
Me too. It's going to be interesting to see how it all unfolds and how we adapt as a society.
Definitely. I wonder what other amazing things AI will be able to do in the years to come.
Who knows, the possibilities seem endless. But we'll have to stay vigilant about using it ethically.
Absolutely. We don't want AI to spiral out of control or be used for nefarious purposes.
Exactly. There are a lot of important questions we need to grapple with as AI becomes more advanced.
For sure. It's such a complex and rapidly evolving field. I'm glad we're having this discussion about it.
Me too. It's good to stay informed and think critically about the implications of AI.
Lesson 2: The Vastness of the Universe.
Hey Anna, did you know that the Milky Way galaxy is just one of billions in the universe?
Whoa, really? I had no idea the universe was that vast. That's mind-blowing.
Absolutely. Scientists estimate there are trillions of galaxies out there, each containing billions of stars.
That's just astounding to think about. The scale of the universe is truly incomprehensible.
Definitely. It really puts our place in the cosmos into perspective, doesn't it?
For sure. I feel so small and insignificant compared to the immensity of the universe.
I know what you mean. But at the same time, it's also kind of humbling and awe-inspiring.
You're right. It makes me wonder what else might be out there, beyond what we can even see or imagine.
Exactly. There's still so much we don't know or understand about the universe.
Absolutely. I wish I could just hop in a spacecraft and explore it all firsthand.
That would be an incredible adventure. Can you imagine the discoveries we might make?
It's thrilling to think about. Maybe one day space travel will be more accessible to regular people.
I certainly hope so. Exploring the vastness of the cosmos is one of humanity's greatest dreams.
For sure. I'm grateful we have scientists and astronauts dedicated to unlocking the mysteries of the universe.
Me too. Their work is so important for expanding our knowledge and understanding.
Definitely. I'm always in awe when I look up at the night sky and contemplate it all.
I know, it's truly breathtaking. The universe is an endless source of wonder and fascination.
Lesson 3: Finding the right home.
Hey Anna, have you considered the price range you're comfortable with for a new home?
I've been thinking about that a lot. My budget is around $1,200 to $1,500 per month.
Okay, that's a good range to work with. Have you looked at any properties in that price point?
I have, but it's been tricky finding something that checks all the boxes within that budget.
I can imagine. The housing market can be competitive, especially in desirable areas.
Absolutely. I'm trying to balance location, size, and amenities, but it's challenging.
I hear you. Have you thought about expanding your search to nearby neighborhoods?
That's a great suggestion. I may need to broaden my geographic search to find more options.
Definitely worth exploring. You might find some hidden gems in areas just outside the city.
That's a good point. I'll have to take a closer look at the surrounding suburbs.
And don't forget to factor in things like commute times and access to public transportation.
Right, those are important considerations too. I want to make sure I choose a convenient location.
Absolutely. It's all about finding the right balance between your needs and your budget.
Exactly. It's a delicate dance, but I'm determined to find the perfect home for me.
I have no doubt you'll get there. Just take your time and weigh all your options carefully.
Thanks. Your advice is really helpful as I navigate this whole process.
I'm glad I could offer a few insights. Let me know if you have any other questions along the way.
Lesson 4: Shopping with a friend.
Morning, Anna. Would you like to join me for some shopping later today?
That sounds great. I'd love the company while I browse the stores.
Wonderful, I enjoy shopping with you. It's always more fun to have someone to chat with.
Exactly. Plus, you have great style, so I value your opinion on outfits.
Why, thank you. I'm happy to lend my fashion expertise. What kind of items are you hoping to find?
Well, I've been needing to refresh my wardrobe a bit. I'm on the lookout for some new tops and dresses.
Excellent, I'm sure we can find some lovely pieces that suit your style.
I'm really looking forward to it. Shopping is always more enjoyable with a good friend.
I agree. It'll be nice to catch up while we explore the shops.
Absolutely. Plus, you can help me decide if an item is truly worth the purchase.
Happy to provide a second opinion. I know how tricky it can be to commit to new clothes.
Definitely. I tend to overthink things, so your perspective will be invaluable.
No problem at all. I'm always glad to offer my honest thoughts.
I appreciate that. Shall we plan to meet up in a couple of hours then?
Sounds perfect. I'll head that way shortly and wait for you at the mall entrance.
Great, I'll see you then. This is going to be a fun shopping trip, I can already tell.
I'm sure it will be. I'm looking forward to it.
Lesson 5, Cooking up something tasty.
Hey Anna, I've just finished making a delicious quinoa dish. Would you like to try some?
Ooh, that sounds wonderful. I'd love to, quinoa is one of my favorite grains.
Great, I'm glad you're a fan. I've added some vegetable broth to give it extra flavor.
That's a nice touch. I bet the broth really complements the quinoa nicely.
Exactly. And I sautéed some fresh veggies to mix in as well.
Yum, that's making my mouth water. What kind of vegetables did you use?
I went with a colorful assortment: carrots, bell peppers, and zucchini.
Excellent choice, those will all pair so well with the quinoa. I can't wait to try it.
Wonderful, let me dish you up a serving. I hope you enjoy it as much as I do.
I'm sure I will. Thank you for sharing your culinary creation with me.
Of course, I'm happy to. Cooking is always more fun when I can share it with a friend.
I agree. And it's so nice when someone puts thought and care into a homemade meal.
Definitely. I tried to balance all the flavors and textures nicely.
Well, it certainly worked. This is absolutely delicious.
I'm thrilled you're enjoying it. Feel free to go back for seconds.
Don't mind if I do. This is the perfect healthy, yet satisfying, lunch.
I'm so glad you feel that way. Enjoy, my friend.
Lesson 6, Discovering the Wonders of the Canyon.
Hey Anna, have you ever heard of the Grand Canyon National Park?
Yes, I have. It's been on my travel bucket list for years.
Same here. I'm actually planning a trip there this summer.
That's so exciting. What made you decide to visit the Grand Canyon?
Well, I was reading about it the other day, and I was amazed to learn that it's been around since 1919.
Wow, that's quite a long history. I knew it was an old geological formation, but I didn't realize the park itself has been around for over a century.
Exactly. And the reason it became a national park in 1919 is because the Colorado River that flows through it is incredibly swift and powerful.
I can imagine how dangerous and treacherous that river must be. No wonder they wanted to protect the area.
Definitely. The river's swift currents and deep, rugged canyons make it a challenging and awe-inspiring natural wonder.
I bet the views from the canyon rim are just breathtaking. I've seen so many stunning photos, but I can only imagine how impressive it is in person.
That's what I'm most excited about. I want to hike along the rim and soak in the scale and beauty of the landscape.
That sounds like an incredible experience. I'm a little envious, to be honest.
Well, you should definitely plan a trip there soon. I'd be happy to share my itinerary and recommendations with you.
I would really appreciate that. The Grand Canyon has been on my list for so long, and now I'm even more motivated to make it happen.
Wonderful. I'll send you all the details once I've finalized my plans. It's going to be an unforgettable adventure.
Lesson 7: Conquering the Uncharted.
Morning. Did you hear about the incredible feat someone accomplished in Lake Ontario?
No, I don't think I've heard about that. What happened?
Apparently, no man or woman had ever crossed the entirety of Lake Ontario before.
That's amazing. Lake Ontario is huge, isn't it? How far is the distance across?
It's about 32 miles from one side to the other. And the water is freezing cold, too.
32 miles? That's an astounding distance to swim, especially in cold lake water. It must have been an immense challenge.
Exactly. But recently, a determined swimmer managed to complete the entire crossing.
Wow, that's incredible. I can't even imagine how difficult and exhausting that must have been.
The swimmer had to battle strong currents and frigid temperatures the entire way. It's an incredible feat of human endurance.
I'm in awe. To swim that distance in those conditions is truly remarkable. Who was the person that accomplished this?
It was a young woman named Annalise Carr. She was only 14 years old when she made the crossing.
14 years old? That's simply astonishing. I can't believe a teenager was able to pull off something so physically demanding.
I know, right? Annalise is being hailed as a hero and an inspiration, especially for young people.
She absolutely should be. Crossing Lake Ontario is the kind of challenge that most adults would struggle with, let alone a teenager.
Definitely. Annalie's accomplishment shows that with enough determination and training, we can achieve incredible things.
I agree. Her story is so motivating. It makes me want to push my own limits and see what I'm capable of.
Same here. Annalise has set a new standard for what's possible. I can't wait to see what else she accomplishes in the future.
Me neither. She's truly an inspiration, and her story is one I won't soon forget. Lesson 8: The Swingin' Sounds of Jazz.
Yo! Have you been listening to any good jazz music lately?
You know, I've been meaning to explore the jazz scene more. What kind of instruments do jazz musicians typically play?
Oh, the list goes on. Jazz bands often feature instruments like the trumpet, saxophone, cornet, and trombone.
Ah, the big brass instruments. That must create such a rich, vibrant sound.
Absolutely. And the rhythm section is just as crucial. You've got the piano, bass, and drums providing the backbone.
I can just imagine the energy of a live jazz performance with all those different instruments coming together.
It's mesmerizing. The way the musicians improvise and feed off each other is truly something special.
I bet it must be amazing to see them riffing and soloing live. I'd love to experience that in person someday.
You definitely should. Jazz clubs are the perfect place to soak in the atmosphere and get lost in the music.
That sounds like my kind of scene. I'm picturing dimly lit rooms, maybe a bit of smoke in the air, and a crowd swaying to the rhythm.
Exactly. The intimate settings of jazz clubs really allow you to appreciate the artistry of the musicians.
I can't wait to check out the local jazz scene and discover some new favorite artists. Any recommendations to start me off?
Well, you can't go wrong with jazz legends like Miles Davis Coltrane or Ella Fitzgerald.
Ooh, those are some iconic names. I'll have to give their music a deep dive.
Definitely. Their styles and influences have shaped the entire jazz genre. You're in for a real treat.
I'm excited to immerse myself in the world of jazz. It's such a rich, soulful style of music.
Couldn't agree more. Jazz has a way of just captivating you and speaking directly to the soul.
I can't wait to let it wash over me. Thanks for sparking my interest. Time to start exploring. Lesson 9: A Transcontinental Romance.
Hey Anna, did you know that while in England, Frances Campbell Bethune married a Scottish woman?
Wow, really? That's quite a cross-cultural romance. What do you know about their relationship?
Well, from what I've read, Bethune loved his wife very much, despite the geographical distance between their homelands.
That's so interesting. I imagine their marriage must have been full of cultural exchange and new experiences for both of them.
Absolutely. Bethune was an Englishman, but he embraced his Scottish wife's traditions and heritage.
It's wonderful when two people from different backgrounds can come together and learn from each other.
Definitely. Their bond must have been incredibly strong to overcome the challenges of being from separate countries.
I wonder how they met and what drew them to one another in the first place.
That's a great question. I imagine their shared passions and interests helped bridge the geographical gap.
Maybe they connected over a mutual love of literature or the arts. Those kinds of intellectual connections can be so powerful.
Good point. Or perhaps they met through a shared social circle and their romance blossomed from there.
Either way, it's a heartwarming story of two people defying the odds to be together.
Absolutely. Their transcontinental love story is the kind that really captures the imagination.
I'd love to learn more about their lives and how they navigated the cultural differences in their marriage.
Same here. It's the kind of tale that makes you appreciate the power of human connection, regardless of borders.
Definitely. Their story reminds us that love can truly transcend boundaries and bring people together.
Well said. It's a wonderful example of how we can all benefit from embracing diversity and cross cultural experiences.
Lesson 10: Natural Gardening.
Hello, Anna. I had a question about gardening that I was hoping you could help me with.
Of course. What's on your mind?
Well, I'm thinking of starting a small vegetable garden, but I'm not sure if I should use any fertilizers or pesticides.
That's a great question. Personally, I prefer to use natural methods in my garden.
Oh, that's interesting. What kind of natural techniques do you use?
Well, I rely a lot on things like compost, mulch, and companion planting to keep my plants healthy.
Ah, I see. Can you tell me more about how those work?
Absolutely. Compost adds nutrients to the soil, while mulch helps retain moisture and suppress weeds.
That makes a lot of sense. And what about companion planting?
Companion planting involves growing certain plants together that can benefit each other. For example, marigolds help deter pests.
Fascinating. I didn't realize there were so many natural ways to care for a garden.
Yes, it's really quite amazing. And the great thing is, you avoid all the harsh chemicals.
That's a big plus. I'd much rather use sustainable methods if possible.
Definitely. It takes a bit more effort, but it's so rewarding to grow your food organically.
I can imagine. And it must be better for the environment too.
Absolutely. Natural gardening is a wonderful way to be more eco-friendly.
Well, you've really sold me on it. I'm excited to try some of these techniques.
I'm happy I could provide some helpful insight. Let me know if you have any other questions as you get started.
Will do, thanks so much, Anna. I appreciate you taking the time to share your expertise.
Lesson 11, Budget-Friendly Living.
Morning, Anna. Can I ask you something about budgeting?
Absolutely, I'm happy to chat about that. What's on your mind?
Well, I'm trying to be more mindful of my spending, but it can be tricky.
I completely understand. Budgeting takes some effort, but it's so worth it in the long run.
That's what I've heard. Do you have any tips for sticking to a budget?
Yes, I find it really helpful to track my expenses and categorize them.
Ah, I see, that makes sense. What kind of categories do you use?
Things like rent, utilities, groceries, entertainment, and savings. It gives me a clear picture.
That's a great system. I'll have to try something like that.
And don't forget to build in some flexibility too. Budgets aren't meant to be rigid.
Good point. It's all about finding the right balance.
Exactly. The key is being realistic about your spending habits.
Right, and accounting for those unexpected expenses too.
Definitely. Saving for a rainy day is so important.
Absolutely. My budget is important to me as well. It's good to plan ahead.
I'm glad you feel that way. Responsible budgeting is the foundation of financial stability.
Well, I really appreciate you sharing your wisdom on this. It's been super helpful.
I'm happy I could provide some useful tips. Let me know if you have any other budgeting questions.
Will do, thanks again, Anna. This conversation has given me a lot to think about.
Lesson 12, Crime and Punishment.
Hey Anna, did you hear about those recent crime stories?
No, I haven't. What happened?
Well, one man was sentenced for theft of a winter coat.
That's unfortunate. Stealing a coat seems like a pretty minor offense.
I know, right? And another guy was caught for stealing as well.
I wonder what the circumstances were in each case.
From what I read, the second guy was released when he was well out to sea.
Wow, that's an interesting twist. Seems like he almost got away with it.
Yeah, the authorities must have been tracking him or something.
It makes you wonder about the motivations behind these crimes.
Definitely. Was it out of necessity? Or just pure greed?
That's a good point. The details matter a lot in understanding the full story.
Absolutely. I hope the justice system handled each case fairly.
Me too. No one wins when crimes are committed, even minor ones.
Right, there are always consequences, even if they seem disproportionate.
Exactly. It's a complex issue without easy answers.
Agreed. There's a lot to unpack when it comes to crime and punishment.
Definitely. It's an interesting topic to discuss, that's for sure.
For sure. Thanks for chatting with me about this.
Lesson 13, Weather Woes.
Morning. I'm so glad the rain finally stopped.
Me too. I was getting tired of all the gloomy weather.
Absolutely. This sunshine is a welcome change.
Agreed. The weather has been so unpredictable lately.
Tell me about it. One day it's pouring, the next it's blazing hot.
It's been a real roller coaster ride. Hard to plan anything outdoors.
Exactly. I had to cancel my picnic last weekend because of the rain.
Oh no, that's a bummer. I was hoping to go hiking this weekend.
Maybe we'll get lucky and the forecast will be clear.
I certainly hope so. It would be great to spend some time in nature.
Definitely. The fresh air and exercise would be amazing.
Absolutely. I'm keeping my fingers crossed for some cooperative weather.
Same here. This up and down temperature is driving me crazy.
I know what you mean. It's hard to know how to dress these days.
That's for sure. One day I'm bundled up, the next I'm sweating.
It's enough to make your head spin. I'm ready for some stability.
Me too. Hopefully, the weather patterns will settle down soon.
I sure hope so. I'm tired of the constant uncertainty.
Yeah, me too. But at least the sun is out today.
Lesson 14, Daily Routines.
Hey Anna, what's your morning routine like?
Well, I usually wake up around 6:30 and brush my teeth right away.
Same here. It's such an important way to start the day.
Definitely. After that, I like to do a quick workout.
Oh, nice. I prefer to have a leisurely breakfast first.
That's a good idea too. I'm usually in a rush to get ready.
I can understand that. What do you typically have for breakfast?
Just a simple bowl of oatmeal and some fruit. How about you?
I'm more of a scrambled eggs and toast kind of guy.
That sounds delicious. I bet it keeps you full until lunch.
It does. And then I like to pack a healthy lunch to bring to work.
That's a smart move. I tend to grab something quick from the cafeteria.
There's nothing wrong with that. As long as you're fueling your body.
True. After work, what do you like to do to unwind?
I try to go for a walk or do some light stretching.
That's a great way to transition from work to home life.
Absolutely. And then in the evenings, I enjoy reading or watching TV.
Same here. It's important to have that downtime, isn't it?
Definitely. A good routine helps me stay balanced and productive.
Lesson 15: Worries and Encouragement.
Hey Anna, how are you feeling lately? I'm a bit worried about failing my English class.
I understand. English can be a challenging subject for many students.
It really is. I've been struggling to keep up with the workload and the grammar rules.
I'm sure you're doing better than you think. Don't be too hard on yourself.
I hope so. I really want to do well, but the tests and assignments are so daunting.
I know the feeling, but try to focus on the progress you've already made.
That's a good point. I have been improving in some areas, like my vocabulary.
Exactly. Build on those successes, and don't be afraid to ask for help.
You're right. I should reach out to the teacher or a tutor if I'm still struggling.
Absolutely. They're there to support you and help you reach your goals.
Yeah, I guess I just need to be more proactive about getting the support I need.
It's understandable to feel worried, but you've got this. I believe in you.
Thanks. Your encouragement really means a lot to me.
I'm glad I could help. Remember, every step forward is progress.
I'll keep that in mind. I appreciate you taking the time to listen and offer advice.
Lesson 16: Inspirational Artists.
Hey Anna, did you hear about the Canadian artist Paul Kane? I heard his work was inspired by another important frontier artist.
Oh, really? That's interesting. I didn't know much about Paul Kane. Who was the other artist that inspired him?
I believe it was a woman named Caitlin. Her work on the frontier helped pave the way for artists like Paul Kane.
That's fascinating. I love learning about the connections between different artists and how they influence each other.
Same here. It's amazing how one person's creative vision can spark inspiration in someone else.
Definitely. Do you know what kind of work Caitlin and Paul Kane were doing on the frontier?
From what I understand, Caitlin focused a lot on capturing the rugged landscapes and indigenous cultures of the frontier regions.
Ah, I see. And I imagine Paul Kane took a similar approach, but with his own unique artistic style.
Exactly. He's known for his detailed paintings that documented the indigenous peoples and environments of Western Canada.
That must have been such an important body of work, preserving those cultural traditions and natural scenes.
Absolutely. It's amazing how artists can use their talents to share important stories and perspectives.
I agree. It's inspiring to think about how Caitlin's trailblazing efforts helped pave the way for later artists like Paul Kane.
Definitely. Their work has left a lasting impact on our understanding and appreciation of the Canadian frontier.
I'd love to learn more about their art and the connections between them. Thanks for sharing this fascinating bit of art history.
My pleasure. I'm always happy to discuss the stories behind influential artists and their work.
Lesson 17, Exploring Accommodation Options.
Hey Anna, I heard there's a really cool place you can visit that sounds amazing. Do you know anything about it?
Oh, that's great. What kind of place is it? I'm always looking for new travel destinations to explore.
From what I've heard, it's this beautiful natural oasis with stunning scenery and outdoor activities galore.
Wow, that does sound amazing. Is there any accommodation available there for visitors?
That's a great question. I'm not sure about the specifics, but I imagine there must be some sort of lodging options.
I'd love to learn more. Do you know if there are any hotels, cabins, or camping sites in the area?
I'm not entirely certain about the accommodation details. That's something I should probably look into further.
No problem. If you're able to find out more about the different lodging choices, I'd be really interested to hear about them.
Absolutely. I'll do some research and get back to you. Knowing the accommodation options would be helpful in planning a potential trip there.
Definitely. Having that information would make it a lot easier to decide if it's the right destination for me.
Agreed. I'll see what I can dig up about the various places to stay near this amazing natural site.
Wonderful, thanks so much, John. I'm really excited to learn more about this place and the accommodation possibilities.
Me too. I'll let you know what I find out. This could be the perfect weekend getaway spot.
Sounds great. I can't wait to hear more about it. Just let me know whenever you have those details.
Will do. I'm happy to share the information and hopefully we can plan a trip there together sometime.
Lesson 18, Setting Life Goals.
Yo Anna, how's it going? I've been thinking a lot about my life goals lately.
Oh, that's interesting. What kind of goals have you been considering?
Well, I've been wanting to make some positive changes and really focus on personal growth.
That's great. What are some of the specific goals you've set for yourself?
One big one is to get healthier and more active. I'd love to start exercising regularly.
That's an awesome goal. Improving your physical health can have so many benefits.
Definitely. And I also want to work on being more financially responsible.
Ah, yes, managing finances is so important. What kind of financial goals do you have in mind?
I'd like to start saving up for a down payment on a house in the next few years.
Wow, that's a really big and exciting goal. Do you have a plan to start working towards that?
I'm still figuring out the details, but I know I need to cut back on expenses and increase my savings.
That makes total sense. Having a clear plan will be key to achieving that house buying goal.
Absolutely. And beyond that, I also want to focus on personal development.
Oh, that's great. What kinds of personal growth goals have you set for yourself?
I'd really like to work on being more confident and putting myself out there more.
That's a wonderful goal. Cultivating self confidence can make such a positive difference.
For sure. There's a lot I want to work on, but I'm feeling motivated and excited about it.
I'm so glad to hear that. It's great that you're being so proactive about setting meaningful goals.
Thanks. I appreciate you listening and being so supportive. It really means a lot.
Lesson 19, discussing a 30-day grace period.
Alright, Anna, I've got an idea I want to run by you.
Okay, I'm all ears. What's on your mind?
Well, I was thinking we could try implementing a 30-day grace period for that project we've been working on.
A 30-day grace period? That's an interesting concept. Tell me more about that.
Yeah, the idea is to give ourselves an extra 30 days to complete certain tasks without penalty.
I see. That could be helpful, especially for tasks that might take a bit more time.
Exactly. I think it would take the pressure off and allow us to do things right.
That makes sense. What kinds of tasks did you have in mind for this grace period?
Well, maybe things like finalizing the design or getting client feedback could be included.
Okay, that sounds reasonable. And you think 30 days would be the right amount of time?
I think so, yeah. It's long enough to provide some flexibility, but not too long to delay the project.
Alright, I'm open to trying it out. How do you suggest we structure the grace period?
I was thinking we could have a clear list of which deliverables qualify, and then communicate that to the client.
Good call. Transparency will be key so everyone is on the same page.
Definitely. And maybe we can revisit it after the first 30 days to see if it's working well.
That's a smart idea. Assess it along the way and make adjustments if needed.
Exactly. So, what do you think? Are you on board with trying out a 30-day grace period?
The more I think about it, the more I think it could be really beneficial. Let's give it a shot.
Awesome, I'm glad you're on board. I think this could make a big difference in how we approach the project.
Lesson 20: Using social media wisely.
Hey Anna, I wanted to get your thoughts on using social media.
Ooh, social media, that's an interesting topic. What about it?
Well, I was thinking about how powerful it can be as a tool, but also how important it is to use it wisely.
That's a really good point. Social media can be a double-edged sword if we're not careful.
Exactly. I feel like a lot of people get caught up in the negatives of it.
Definitely. The constant comparisons and pressure to present a perfect life can be really damaging.
Totally. But I also think social media has a lot of potential to do good if we use it right.
Absolutely. It can be such a great way to connect with people and share meaningful content.
Definitely. What do you think are some keys to using social media wisely?
I'd say being mindful of how much time we spend on it, and being intentional about the content we consume and create.
That's a great point. Moderation is so important. And being selective about what we engage with.
Exactly. And I think it's crucial to remember that social media is just a highlight reel, not reality.
Yes. It's so easy to get caught up in the illusion of perfection. We have to keep that in perspective.
Definitely. And I think it's important to use social media as a tool to enhance our lives, not define them.
Totally. Like using it to stay connected with loved ones or share our passions, not just mindlessly scrolling.
Exactly. If we approach it with that kind of mindfulness, social media can be a really valuable resource.
I agree. It's all about finding that balance and using it in a way that's healthy and productive.
Absolutely. I'm glad we see eye to eye on this. Social media can be a powerful tool, we just have to use it wisely.
Definitely. I feel like this is an important conversation for people to have, especially these days.
Lesson 21: Cooking Connections.
Morning, Anna. I heard you were trying out a new recipe. How's it going?
Oh, hey John, it's going pretty well. I'm excited to see how this dish turns out.
That's great. What kind of dish are you making?
It's a vegetable stir fry. I'm trying to incorporate more veggies into my meals.
Nice, stir fries are such a tasty and healthy option. Do you have a favorite vegetable in the mix?
I'd have to say the bell peppers. They add such a nice crunch and sweetness.
Ooh yeah, bell peppers are the best. What other veggies did you use?
I've got broccoli, carrots, and some mushrooms in there too. Trying to pack in as many nutrients as possible.
Sounds delicious. I'm sure it's going to turn out amazing.
I hope so. Cooking can be a bit hit or miss for me sometimes.
No worries, I'm sure you've got this. What's your secret for getting the veggies perfectly cooked?
I'd say the key is to not overcrowd the pan and let them get a nice sear. Gotta give them some space to breathe.
Ah, good tip. That makes total sense. I'll have to remember that next time I'm stir frying.
Definitely. And don't be afraid to season it well. A little garlic and ginger goes a long way.
Ooh yes, those flavors are so crucial in a good stir fry. I'm getting hungry just thinking about it.
Haha, me too. I can't wait to dig in. You'll have to let me know if you ever want the recipe.
Absolutely, I'd love that. Cooking is something I'm always trying to get better at.
For sure, I'm happy to share. Anytime you need any tips or recipe ideas, just let me know.
Sounds good, thanks Anna. I appreciate the offer, and I'm sure your stir fry is gonna be amazing.
Lesson 22, Creativity Celebration.
Hello Anna, I heard you've been working on some really cool art projects lately.
Hey John, that's right. I've been exploring my creative side more lately.
That's awesome. What kind of art have you been making?
Well, I've been getting into painting landscapes and nature scenes.
Wow, that sounds beautiful. I'd love to see some of your work someday.
Definitely. I'm actually planning an art show to display some of my pieces.
An art show, that's so exciting. When is it? I'd love to come check it out.
It's next Saturday at the community center. I'd be thrilled if you could make it.
For sure, I'll mark it down. I can't wait to see your talent on display.
Thanks, John. I really appreciate the support. Creating art has been so fulfilling.
I can only imagine. What is it about painting that you enjoy the most?
I'd say it's the ability to capture the beauty of the natural world. It's so peaceful.
I bet. And being able to share that with others must be really rewarding.
Absolutely. I love the idea of my art bringing joy or inspiration to people.
That's such a wonderful goal. I'm sure your work is going to do just that.
I certainly hope so. It's been a labor of love, that's for sure.
Well, I have no doubt it's going to be amazing. Count me in as an eager attendee.
Wonderful, I'm so glad you can make it. It means a lot to have your support.
Of course, I wouldn't miss it. Your creativity is truly something special.